You practice, I make progress. It's the postman. You're listening to me on the 3 Count Podcast.
Must have knew that she raised one. All of your hate won't change none.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller. As always, seems to be like I'm the one that's attached to every single one of these interviews because I should be, because that's a host job. But enough about me. Let's go down our roster. First up, he is my longest reigning friend from Lincoln, Nebraska. He's the guy who just seems to always just linger around somehow. We tell him to go home, but he just stays in the chat room. He doesn't go anywhere. But you give it up for the man himself with the representing the new 3 Count Podcast t-shirt. Give it up for Lou the Franchise.
Hi, friends.
Next on the list, you can't see him because literally he's not John Cena, but he is in the dark shadows. He is the man that we like to refer to as the supervillain. He is the Dark Lord, Damien Fatal.
The pleasure is all y'all.
And last but not least, you guys know who she is. She's on every one of these podcasts as well. She stands about 4'8", depending on what day she decides to stand fully tall. She is all of 9 years old. She is the super bad Mama Jamma. Give it up for the one they call Keiki. All right, hip on. I'm not going to, because I figure you are since you're talking to me. It's a 2-foot drop. I don't think you're gonna hurt anything. So this is Now Entering the Ring, which means one thing: we have a special guest for you. You have seen her. She has been on WWE. You have seen her on FCW. You have seen her on WoW. You have seen her on NXT, Reality of Wrestling, and most recently, you've seen her on the Deadly Draw of AEW. She is a ring announcer. She is a wrestler. She's an actress. She's a dancer. She's a singer. She is so much more talented than I will ever be. She comes from one of the greatest lineages of all time. Give it up for Shaul Guerrero.
Hi, guys. That's like an amazing intro. I loved it. The only thing I'm missing is my ring music, but I think your daughter can help me on there.
We gotta find a ring music. Find a ring music. All right, we can't find a ring music. We're having technical difficulties because no one's paying attention.
Nah, man, that's her gimmick. I wouldn't dare.
I know, right? Like, it seems recently, like, the more she's on, the more she, like, I love it. She's, like, breaking out of her cocoon. So, like,
Hell yeah,
everybody
that's
gets
awesome.
So, first things first, like, I just really want to ask this question. I ask this question every single time to every person. Can you tell us, who is Shaul Guerrero?
Oh my God, that's like the hardest question ever. No, I mean, you already gave me such a wonderful intro, but I feel like at the core of it, I'm a performer that happened to get dropped into this magical world that we all love, professional wrestling. Of course, through my lineage, with my mom and my dad and my uncles, my cousins, and my grandpa as well. So yeah, at the heart of it, I'm just a performer. I live off of feed off of the audience's energy, and whether that's dancing, wrestling, burlesque, or even ring announcing, that's who I am at the core of it.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I've followed your career for a while. Like, you break barrier after barrier after barrier. When people, like, like some other companies, like, use the word trailblazer and they use it for, like, every single person, like, you truly, like, have risen, like, in every single industry that you've ever been in. So to me, my hat's off to you, because it just seems like you just run with no fear, and it's amazing to watch.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad it seems like that, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to give it my all. I think that was always what my dad taught me when he was raising, me and my sisters, was just like, whatever you do, don't do it half-assed. So I think it's just served me well. And I've had wonderful opportunity because of my mom and dad and my grandpa and uncle's hard work. And, I'm just making sure I do it justice.
I know for a fact that they're super proud of you. So
Thank
you don't
you.
have to worry about that. So first off, we're going to let Kira, she's going to give us our first set of questions, and then we're going to go to Anthony, Damien, and then I'll wrap up by myself.
All right. What's up, little mama?
Do you go to the gym every day?
Hey, actually, I don't. I go 2 days in a row. I have an upper day, a lower day, and then I have a day off because rest is just as important as getting that workout in.
How did you come up with your character?
Well, actually, I have a new character. I'm actually getting back into the wrestling ring. I'm training now, and I'm actually going to come back as myself. I'm not going to be the Ultra Diva anymore. I'm not going to be what like the Ascension character was. We were vampires, but not vampires. We were something. We were just creepy people. But like this time, I'm just coming back as Shaul Guerrero.
What's your favorite TV show?
Oh, that's hard. American Horror Story.
Yo, let's go. Okay, I got to ask then. I'm just going to intertwine in this one. Follow-up question. What has been your favorite season?
Oh, that's so hard. Okay, I have to tell. Okay, I'll give you my top 3, but if I had to watch one on like all the time, basically Coven, Apocalypse, and Hotel. Those are like, wait, is that what it was called? Hotel Courses, whatever. But if I had to watch it on a loop, Coven.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. For me, it would have been Coven is definitely up there. Hotel, and then Murder House. Like I love.
Oh, Murder House is good.
Yeah, you gotta stick with the first season. That's what sets the pace.
First one's the best one.
Yeah, Lou, it's up to you now.
Hi, Shaul.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Fangirling, but I'm just kidding. Can I have your autograph?
Absolutely.
Yes. No, but for real, questions. What is your favorite snack during wrestling, like the day of, like game day snack?
Oh, game day snack. Okay, I was about to say, like, because I have like a lazy at home snack, and then but snack for before the ring. It would probably have to be a fruit cup. Just like gotta get that energy in, but it's light enough to where I'm not gonna feel like I need to upchuck it on the first bump. But probably that and like a yogurt.
Okay, awesome. What is your dream match?
Oh, my dream match. You know what? Like, that is so hard because like I have like a top 5 kind of people I want to wrestle. But if I could pick like any match in the world, like dead or alive kind of thing, I'd have to wrestle my dad. Like,
Yeah.
I would learn so much from him. That's like the one thing like I'm really sad about because I didn't get into the wrestling business until after he passed. And I like kick myself every time I watch all of his matches. I'm like, God, I wish I could have had him here to explain what he was thinking and whatnot. But yeah, my dad, cliche maybe, but it's true.
I love it. What is the worst bump you've taken?
Oh, worst bump I've taken? Honestly, it probably would have to be like, it's going to sound lame, but like if you land on a body slam wrong, like land on your side, like I've had like the wind knocked out of me multiple times because it was my fault. I didn't take the bump right or whatever. Yeah, that would probably have to be the worst bump I've ever taken, which weirdly though, a power slam feels like amazing. Like I'll take a power slam any day. Body slams, I hate.
All right, and last question. What motivates you to continuously improve in the ring?
Myself. I'm competing against myself every day. So all I want to do is just like, honestly, I just want to go to sleep every night feeling proud of myself. And that's pretty much enough to get me to bust my ass in the ring.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess it's my turn.
I love it. I love it.
What's the hardest you've ever been hit in the ring?
Hardest I've ever been hit? You know what?
Like that made you loopy, like, you know, that initial,
Yeah.
whoa.
Well, I think like I've been hit like a handful of times pretty hard where I've been concussed, and like I don't remember. I don't remember how hard I've been hit, but I did get a slap one time, and my mouth happened to be like loose and open, and I got like I felt like I couldn't eat right for a week. for a while, but I have been concussed pretty bad a couple of times, just like getting spiked on my neck a lot. So probably anything that involves neck stuff, it wakes me up.
What has been, this will be a two-part question. So what has been your favorite match that you were in? And then what has been the worst match that you've been?
Well,
You don't have to name names.
Oh, I won't. I won't name names, but like I will say, like I've had the privilege of being in the ring with a couple of really wonderful people, and honestly, it wasn't a match. It was like I got to roll around with them in the ring for a while. And Serena Deeb is by far one of the most amazing women I've ever been in the ring with. She basically she made me look amazing, and she did all the work. Like it was incredible. I want to learn how to work like her one day. Really look up to her. As far as like the worst match I've ever had, I would have to say that would have to be like right before I went into rehab for my eating disorder. I had an NXT match. It was against, I don't even remember at this point, and it wasn't on her, it was on me because I wasn't eating. I was in a really low place in my life. And honestly, if you're not in a good place mentally, you're going to have a shit match. And so yeah. I was just literally, it was the last match. And the next day I went into rehab. So I would have to say probably that match.
All right. And my last question is, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, hitting me deep, Dark Lord. Okay. Honestly, my legacy, obviously I want to do my family proud. It's hard to say. It's like being a champion, and you could have all the accolades racked up, but if you're not happy at the end of it, and if you didn't help people along the way, then it's all your championships don't mean shit. So if I could be gone one day and have people have a memory of me, like she was extraordinarily kind, she worked extraordinarily hard, and basically, if I could have that legacy, that means more to me than any championship that I can bring for my family. So.
All right.
Thank you.
I am pleased.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
No, that's awesome. That's like trust me, everybody is well aware of like where you've been and like where you're going and who you are. Like, trust me, you touch a lot of lives, and I don't, whether that's just like in the ring or like outside the ring or just like the stuff you do, like just it all together. We recognize.
Oh, I'm very humbled by that, but like I appreciate you guys, but honestly, it was just like my mom and dad, they worked really hard to make sure I didn't turn into an asshole. So I just I was raised by good people that tried their best, even in the midst of everything that they were going through with my dad's addictions and everything my mom went through and his death, and like there's so much more behind the scenes, but because of their strength, I'm able to be here today and be able to try and like have a legacy in the wrestling industry. So I really appreciate their hard work.
Oh yeah, but and at the end of the day too, like it all comes down to choices. So I mean, and you clearly, I mean, obviously like a great presence with family, like it always matters. But ultimately, you're gonna make those choices like regardless. So you have to continue. Like, give yourself a pat on the back too, because you work really hard too, and we notice that. So.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying. We're all trying our best here. You know?
So here it's my turn now. My favorite question to ask a lot of other people too is, what has been your favorite fan interaction?
Favorite fan interaction? Oh my God. You know what? So like there is this, I don't even like she's a fan, but she's also like, I feel like I consider her family now. Like her name is Daisy. I hope she's listening to this. But she like was so moved by my dad, and I've gotten to interact with her at WOW tapings when I'm in LA. And honestly, like she like was really inspired by my dad, and she gave me her graduation cords like after she graduated as like a thank you to me, but also like mainly for my dad. But like she's like one of the kindest people I know. She's training to wrestle. And she feels like a sister from another mister kind of situation. And so Daisy, if you're listening to this, like, you are my favorite fan interaction, but I consider you like part of the family as well. So, but yeah, she's just one of those genuine people, extremely respectful, and like, I'm really rooting for her in-ring career to take off as well. So yeah, Daisy.
That's awesome. And it's cool that you have like, I mean, we've had a lot of stories about like favorite fan interactions, but like most of the wrestlers that we've brought on have never mentioned like a personal story like that, where like, you know, someone becomes like family. So it's cool to hear that.
Oh, for sure. I figured we do it a nice happy story rather than a creepy one. So.
Oh. Wait, you have one of those too? Like, no.
Bro. Oh my God.
I can only imagine.
I need
I can
detail.
I mean, I feel like it's not even because of like maybe me. I feel like that's just being a woman sometimes in the industry. Like, you just get some weird shit going on, and so you're just like, okay, like, I don't know, like, even like with the fans that grab a little too low, and you're just like, oh, up here. But I mean, God bless them. I mean, I don't know, like, that's more, it makes me sad for them than it makes me sad for me. I mean, like, I'm all right. So
No, we could tell you some fun fan stories that we heard too, like after some of our female interviews that we've had. So yeah, we talk about after the show. We're not gonna bring up names here now, so don't worry.
no worries.
I've had some creepy interactions myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I bet it's not just women. Like, I've heard some of my guy friends in the industry just have like, what happened to you? What?
Yeah.
She did what? So yeah.
Look at the creeps.
One of my next question for you, right, is what do you think is missing from the business?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? Like, besides me in the ring,
Yes.
like, I'm coming. TBD, I'm coming. But I feel like, I don't know if it's necessarily, I guess we can lump it into the business, but I feel like I want to see more inclusivity across the board. And like, I feel like we've gotten better over the past couple of years with like making sure our rosters have like everyone represented the way that they want to be represented, and not necessarily have a stereotype slapped on them. Because I feel like wrestling in the past has had a very like, you know, oh, we're like, I'm brown, I'm a Latina, so we're gonna make sure everyone knows that like she's got the, like, I don't know, like the super Mexican gimmick. And it's just like, it doesn't need to be like that all the time. I want a wrestler to make sure that they're represented the way that they feel empowered and they feel like they can empower fans. So I want to see more of that. I would love to see like more LGBTQ people in the industry as well. But we are like, we do have a lot more people coming out, like, and I'm so excited. And that's what I feel like I want to see more of in the industry.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Next question for you, right, is what advice would you give to up and coming wrestlers?
Okay. Yes. Be kind to yourself. Like, I feel like, I don't know, when I was coming up in the industry, I feel like there was a lot of pressure I put on myself, first of all. And then obviously you're going to have tough coaches that are going to let you know, like, when stuff like doesn't look right. And, you know, you're going to hear more often than not, like, everything you did wrong rather than what you did right in a match, and which is good. That's how you grow and whatnot. But I would also say be kind to yourself, and because being kind to yourself and lifting yourself up and lifting others up is what is going to create better wrestlers and better performers in the end. I feel like when I was at FCW, I was at a really low point in my life, and I at one point turned into a mean girl. Like, I turned into one of like the cliquey girls, and I didn't like that. And like having like a toxic environment in the locker room and adding to that doesn't yield good matches. It doesn't yield happy people. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's really, really important to be able to put on a good product, is to make sure your talent is happy and make sure you have good relationships with one another. So, yeah.
That's great advice. I like that a lot. And that's actually, that's the first time I've heard that. Like,
Yeah.
So
Just being real, man. Like I've fucked up in my past, and you learn from it, you know. And like I've been hazed, and I've also like, you know, I've been on the other side of that, and I'm not proud of that, but I am proud of like where I've become, and like I want to like lift people up now, and I want to make sure like we try and have that kind of environment, especially in training. You know, especially in training, you got to try and lift people up. Not saying
Yeah,
like
because that's the hard.
yeah, it's hard, and it's like I'm not saying to blow smoke up people's ass or anything. Like, be real and help them get better, you know. But at the same time, it's like tearing people down doesn't yield good performance.
no, I'm
No.
glad that you brought that up. I really am. Like that's be kind. I feel like somebody else I feel like somebody in Hollywood already says that, but I just want to reiterate it here too as well.
Yeah, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people.
So, last question for you from me before we hop into the 10 count questions. Is there so much more pressure added onto you because of the legacy of your family?
Yes. I will not beat around the bush. Yes. Yeah, I feel like in the ring, out of the ring, like during training, like backstage, I feel like there always is this like expectation of like how to carry myself, and I'm very blessed. I'm not like my family's legacy is a huge blessing because it's opened doors for me, and I'm very aware like I can walk into places just because of my name, and I'm not going to deny that. But also with that open door comes an expectation that I am going to be like the shit, and like, which is like great, that's what I'm aiming for too, but I have to be able to work my way up to that and be able to learn and grow. And so it's hard. I feel like even coming into the indies now, I'm scared because I feel like I want to go in and have a 5-star match right out the gate because I feel like that's what I have to do. And like you know, you just started training, like it's not going to get there overnight. And so you just got to keep going, keep pushing forward, and you know, put the work in, and then you know, just like with anybody, whether you're a Guerrero or not, you'll be, you know, entertaining and having 5-star matches and have the people want you. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like I can only imagine the pressure that people put on you just because of your last name. I mean, I can imagine there's like another person out there, you know, Charlotte is probably like around the same level with you because, you know, the names matter. But yeah, I just couldn't imagine what that would feel like. And I before we even like started the podcast, we kind of, Anthony and myself had told you our story. Like the pressure that is a different pressure that we've been through. Like we've been overseas. The pressure of just like knowing a bunch of people have like this huge expectation for you. Just to me, I'm just kind of like, I pray
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I feel like I don't know how you cope with it, but like I feel like what I have to do is, of course, like I want to put this out there, like I care too much. My husband always says like, I need you to care less about everything because your baseline of caring is like all the way up here. I need you to like care less, that way you can become a normal person. But like I have to really put the pressures of, she has to be good on the bike like her mom, she has to be good in the ring like her dad, she has to be able to cut a promo like her dad, or do the frog splash like this or whatever. I have to really put that in the background and focus on having fun. I'm like, wrestling's supposed to be fun first and foremost. And so like I have to focus on that, and then everything will fall into place, and making sure I'm putting in the work on my own time to be able to yield what the people want. So yeah, that's how I have to deal with it.
We can swap stories like at the end after everything, you know, off the line. We can talk.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely. All right, but that's enough of those questions. Let's get into the 10 count questions. This how it works, right? We're gonna fire off 10 questions at you, haha, kind of like the 10 count punches, but we're gonna put an imaginary timer on the clock, and it's whatever first comes to your mind. So you know, try not to think too hard on it. But
okay,
let's put the imaginary timer on the timer up. Bing! There it goes. And our first question: best finisher.
The frog splash.
Go ahead.
SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown.
Too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite color?
Turquoise.
It's a Friday night. What are you doing?
I'm at home with my cats.
In your opinion, who currently has the best frog splash?
Me.
Hey, I will take it. Next question for you is, if you could nominate a wrestler to be on this podcast, who would you nominate?
Have you guys had Warhorse on here?
Not yet.
Get him on. He's hilarious.
I know. I know. All right. And last but not least, my favorite question to ask every single person who comes on this show. Favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Well, that's it for the 10 count questions. And that's the best. So my next thing for you, let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you on social media.
All right, you guys, you can find me on Instagram at Shaul Guerrero. You can find me on Twitter at Guerrero_Shaul. Find me on Twitch. It's at Shaul Guerrero. And other than that, I mean, like, I'm mainly active on Instagram, so make sure you hit me up.
Cheers. Yep. All right. Well, that does it for the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring for the Dark Lord, for the franchise, for the KK who's somewhere around here. I'm the Red Dog, and this is Now Entering the Ring presents Shaul Guerrero, and we will catch you next time. So tune into the next episode and be there or
Be somewhere else.
What's going on, 3 Count Nation? I'm Clifford Red Dog Miller with the catchphrase. But what I really want you to do right now, go to twitter.com, right? Go over there, find us at the 3count_pod, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. We want to talk to you guys. Go to IG at the 3count_pod. Give us a like, give us a follow, leave us a comment. We want to interact with you. Go to youtube.com, give us a subscribe, turn the bell on, turn the notifications, leave a comment. We want to talk to you. Go to anchor.fm/the 3Count Podcast, and in there, you can leave us a message, and we will talk to you. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to talk to you. We want to have fun with you guys, and we love listening to what you guys have to say. Also, one thing I need you to do for me, the 3Count Podcast also has merchandise. Oh! At prowrestlingtees.com/the 3Count Pod. Please go buy our t-shirts. We love you guys, and we hope you love us too. So show us some support, please.